It's my last day of work, and I'm in a meeting, and I wish I would have just called in sick today. I'm so ready to just not have to do this anymore. I'm happy to be out of my final refinement meeting ever, or for a while at least. I don't know. There's a good chance that I end up getting a job again in a couple years or 6 months. Who knows how long I can go without one. But it is really nice to be out of the last scrum meeting I'll have for a while. I do have a couple more meetings before the end of the day. I've got a one-on-one with my manager, and I've got another meeting with an external team that I have to be a part of just to help out and ask some questions that we have about design. And then that's it. I'm done. Thank God. I'm not even religious, but I'm very thankful for this being my last day. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of scared, a little anxious, a little unsure of what's going to happen. I think it'll be all right. I question why so many of us feel like we have to work jobs that we don't want to work and do things that we don't want to do just because they're either what we're supposed to do or what we need to do. And many of us are too scared to take risk or try to attempt to live out a dream or even think of dreaming. It's funny because when you're a kid, everyone tells you to dream big and that you can do anything you want and be anything you want. And then the older you get, the more people start to tell you don't do that. The more people start to tell you to be realistic. The more people start to tell you to settle down. Don't stick your neck out. Don't try too hard. Just do what you need to do to get by. And all those dreams that you were told to follow or pursue when you were younger, you're told aren't going to happen. You're told they're not even worth your time. You get told that most businesses fail. You get told that most people don't get to do what they love for work. Most people will tell you that dreams are for losers who end up, dreaming their lives away and not doing anything. And you're just better off just doing what you're supposed to do. I got to say that as someone who's been back and forth with a lot of this stuff recently, quitting my job, then picking up another job, then quitting my job again, then traveling, then coming back, then working a job again, and then quitting my job again to try to travel again. And it might seem on the outside that like this dude's unstable and this dude's crazy. And there might be a little bit of truth to that, right? I think we're all a little mad here. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I'm just trying hard to not live the life that everyone tells you that you're supposed to. And whatever, not everyone can relate to that. But I will say that the more I think about like what I want from life, the more I realize what I don't want from life. And I know that I probably sound like a broken record. I know that I've been saying a lot of this before, but as I'm getting older and as my kids are growing up and getting older as well, and I'm really like evaluating everything about life, and I think like it's too short. You never know like what can happen. Like I can step outside tomorrow, even though I don't really leave the house often, but I can step outside and get hit by a bus, right? And then what was this all for? What was all the playing it safe for if it ends up being the same outcome for everyone at the end? We just don't know how much time we're going to have, and we don't know when our last day might be. We don't know what tomorrow brings. You can play it safe your whole life, and then just like that, something happens and you don't have much time left to do all the things that you wanted to do because you spent all that time playing it safe or hoping that, you'll get to those things later. I've got to live the life I want to live, and I've got to do what I want to do. A lot of people are saying that I'm like running from something, or that I'm not trying to deal with my issues, and like trying to escape is just a symptom of me not being able to like face my problems, and that anecdote of why I'm doing this. And it's funny because the more I face my problems and deal with them, the more I start to see what I actually want to do and what I want from life. And I'm still sober. I'm 6 months sober now. I'm losing count. I started my road to sobriety in July, and I'm still at it. I made it through Thanksgiving. I made it through Christmas. I made it through New Year's, all without having a drink, all without smoking weed, all with staying nice and sober. I've been pretty regular with my therapy, and I've been really focused on taking care of my mental health and also my physical health. Although it's winter time and I'm getting a little lazy, I'm still going to jiu-jitsu and I'm still trying to get a little bit of workout in here and there. And I'm still really, really trying to fix myself in the search of happiness and trying to figure out what it is I want from life and trying to really figure out like what my purpose in all of this is. I narrow down everything I want and I narrow down everything I don't want. I'll tell you this, it's been a rough month because I gave almost a month notice at my job, and every day coming in and still clocking in when I know I've got like one foot out the door and I've got like a list of things piling up that I need to do. I need to start selling stuff. I need to start packing stuff. I need to start getting ready for this move. And all of that has kind of been taking a toll on me mentally, and it's been stressing me out. Nothing is worse than the feeling of still having to do a job that I'm not interested in, because it's the right thing to do, right? I gave notice. I kind of need the money before we start moving, which is going to be real soon, and packing and all that stuff. So there's a good reason why I kept working. And also at the same time, that gets in the way of the goal that I'm ready for, the thing that I'm trying to do, or the thing that I'm preparing myself to do. And now with it being my last day of work, and now like thinking like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to be getting up, and when I wake up and I come into my office, I'm not going to have to clock in for work, and I'm going to be able to start doing all the stuff it is that I want to do. And while I've been doing some things on my free time, it's just not the same when you're actually able to focus on those things full time. And I'm excited for that, but it's such a big journey. And it's real easy for a lot of people to come on here and make a motivational video and tell you, live your dream, and make it seem like it's all easy and there's no second guessing it. But the truth is that it's not an easy thing to do. The truth is that I have for a while tried to do this stuff, and I'm continuing to try, because I realize when I am working towards a goal, when I'm working towards things that I really want to focus on, and when I have a clear picture of what it is I want, that's when I'm like at my best. And I really feel like I have that now. The thing is that there's still a lot of uncertainty. I don't know how things are going to go in these travels. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make enough from YouTube and from whatever I do online with these coaching calls that I've been doing, and just everything that I plan to do, building software, which I've also been doing on my free time. I don't know how everything's going to work out. I know how the other side is. I know what it's like to work a job. I know what that feels like every day. And I'd rather have the risk and the uncertainty and the fear and the doubt and the anxiety and all of that stress. I'd rather have that and work towards something I'm really, really passionate about and I really want, versus kind of just trudging along doing the same thing day in and day out that I don't want to do. The more I think about it, it makes me terrified to think that my life would be as boring as just sitting in the same place, in the same office, working the same job, doing the same things for the rest of my life. Like, there's a big world out there. There's so much opportunity. There's so many ways to make money. There's so many places to see. There's so many people to meet. There's so much more to life than what I feel life is right now. I want that. I know that's what I want now. And I've documented so much of this, and there's been so much back and forth. When you watch that and you watch all the content from years ago when I was first going through these same motions, and then you watch me come back, and then you watch me go through it again, it's how it really is. Very few people make a decision and are able to stick with it right away and are able to follow through with it, and everything just works out how they had imagined it to. Nothing ever really works out that way, but that's okay. That's how real progress happens. That's how it really is. That path to success is never a straight line. The path to your goals, the path to your dreams is never a straight line. It's zigzags. There's ups and downs. There's going back and going forward and redoing things over and trying to improve on them. And that's just a reality of it. And that's what I want to document as I do this stuff. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to try to make more content on everything that I can make content on, anything that I find interesting, anything I want to talk about. And I know that these videos feel repetitive, and I promise that they're going to get better. I'm going to go through all my crap, and maybe I'll do kind of vlogs or, following along with some of that. I'm going to start live streaming again, which is something I've been looking forward to doing. I might do that on Fridays. Maybe I'll do my first one tomorrow or today if I get this video out in time, or if I get it out tomorrow because it's really Thursday and I'm not working tomorrow because it's my flex day and it's my last day and I'm done. I'm going to bring everyone along with me for the ride, because people who really want to do this stuff, people who really want to give this a try, there's too many people out there that sell you the dream and don't really live it. And I'm trying to live that dream that a lot of us want to live. And I want to document it and talk about it and share the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly around that kind of stuff. That's what we need more of. There's too many gurus on YouTube, and there's too many people that aren't keeping it real enough about this stuff. And I want to make a change to that and, do my best to just share my madness in the attempts of trying to break free from the 9 to 5 and create my own businesses and do my own thing and, live that dream that so many of us want to live. Before we leave, I want to leave with a little anecdote that I've noticed from some of the coaching calls I've been doing. I've done 5 or 6 now. And one thing that caught me by surprise was that I really thought a lot of the people that were going to set up calls were like junior developers or people who are learning how to code that wanted some advice and guidance on like how to break into the industry. And it's actually been the opposite. A lot of the people I've talked with, or everyone I've talked with, actually either has a successful business or is currently working as a software developer or has been working as a software developer for a while. And they're all looking for a change. Is the one common thing that I've noticed from all of my coaching calls. And I assume that that's the same for anyone who's trying to learn how to code and break into the industry. You're probably looking for a change by changing your career and becoming a software developer. But the people that have booked calls with me so far are people who are trying to make a change from being software developers or from even running their own business. Even though the business owner was kind of software related and built websites for their customers, they were kind of ready for the next thing. What I've gathered from that is that I think a lot of us are looking for the next thing, and many of us end up settling, and when we settle too long, something just doesn't sit right with us. We start getting antsy. We start feeling like we're not being challenged enough. We start feeling like things are too easy. And I was watching the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix recently, and he was kind of talking about how he just always went for the next mountaintop and how he just constantly set his goals, envisioned what he wanted, and worked towards it. And when things got boring and easy, he went on to the next thing. And, he did it with bodybuilding, he did it with entertainment in Hollywood, and then he did it with politics. And not to say that I am on the progress of being the next Arnold. I'm not trying to head in that direction, but it was very interesting to see that many of us feel that way. And people who succeed the most are the ones that keep challenging themselves and keep going for that next mountaintop every time they hit the peak that they set out to hit. And I've hit so many of the peaks that I have set out to hit, and I would not be where I'm at now if I didn't actually try to improve myself, and I didn't try something crazy, and I didn't try to pursue my dreams or my goals. I would still be playing video games and drinking all day and working a bullshit job if I didn't try to improve my life and set out for different things. And I'm going to continue to do that. Keep working towards the goals that I'm setting, because I'm not done peaking yet. I'm not done climbing the mountain, and I'm not where I want to be professionally and financially yet. I do have so many other areas of my life that are in a good spot, and I'm going to keep working to keep those in a good spot, and I'm going to keep working towards the other goals that I want to set in the areas that I still feel need improvement in my life, whether it's with my mental health, whether it's with my finances or my business, or whatever I'm trying to do as far as it goes with building an audience and a brand and all this other crap that I'm trying to do. I'm going to keep working on stuff. You should keep working on stuff. We shouldn't be so quick to settle. Life is too short, and setting goals and trying to accomplish them is something that we should all be doing, because we get complacent and then we get unhappy, and then fast forward 20 years and we're questioning what we did with our lives. And I don't want to be there. I'm going to keep working on accomplishing what I want to accomplish, so that in 20 years from now, I can look back and say, all right, I did the things I wanted to do, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. And I think that that's what a lot of us should do. Now it is my lunch break. I'm going to go get something to eat and hopefully just wrap up the rest of my workday. All right, talk to you guys later.